Hello?
That's good.
Hello?
Yeah.
So basically on the weather briefing, there might be a tornado on the ground over here. So basically on the weather briefing, there might be a tornado on the ground over here. Basically on the weather briefing, Yeah. So there's currently 2 tornado warnings for Jefferson City and one right over top of Lynn. It's a little couplet, but it's not on the ground. So anyone in Crook, Minto, Lewistown, Potts, Judge, and Loose Creek, anybody in this polygon needs to take shelter that's over there. And we got currently one that could possibly be on the ground because there's it's a further scan. There's a couplet right there. Not saying it could be on the ground. It also could be radar contamination, but it's rapidly rotating and it's heading right for St. Louis. So anyone in St. Louis, either Claytown, Chesterfield, Des Press, St. Charles, or take shelter and take your weather precautions. Not saying it could be on the ground, it also could be radar contamination, but it's rapidly rotating and it's heading right for St. Louis. Okay, and we're gonna basically be covering for a while because this outbreak is gonna be very imminent till like after dark at approximately probably 12 and beyond that. I probably won't be covering that because I got school tomorrow, but the most likely threshold of strong tornadoes will most likely be from here to 9. And there's also that nocturnal threat that should be taken precaution because it could be worse than what it could be. Like the models could be trending toward that, and so we just need to keep our weather precautions because anyone from this yellow all the way around needs to be weather alert all through the night and take shelter when needed. And
Yeah, I think
no.
I can't this next weekend, but the weekend after that maybe. Got something going on with the church this
we might have something.
the weekend after that I might be available.
Okay, so you guys that live down here, if you guys are watching the stream, I'd definitely take shelter down here because there could be a tornado imminent or on the ground. It is right now radar indicated, and I would take it seriously, and I would, I would definitely go underground. Definitely. If you live in a mobile home or trailer park, please seek somewhere safer, or the worst thing you can do is probably ride it out. So seek some shelter from like a strong home or an underground shelter nearby you. Please seek somewhere safer, or the worst thing you can do is probably ride it out. So seek some shelter from like a strong. That could be a pretty strong tornado on the ground, and I'm not saying it's on the ground. Most likely it could be radar contamination, but I would definitely get in your safe spot because this could be a tornado imminent at any second now. I'm gonna look over here. These could start rotating because there's a QLCS warning for that.
Well, she was over the back. I was like,
Any second now.
that's a foul, not travel.
These
She's over her back.
start
You have to
rotating
call that
because there's
crap.
a QLCS warning for that. Yeah, this could be bad. Let's expect the best and hope this isn't on the ground. And this is just some strong winds and some hail battering, but it's most likely a brief tornado touchdown. It doesn't look like it's on the ground anymore, even though there's a giant debris wall. It could have already lifted. I don't know if it's on the ground. I would need confirmation, but yeah.
Come on, guys.
And if this is on the ground, do not walk, run to your shelter. This is very serious. This could be occluding, and that would be the best for it. And it most likely looks like it's cycling over St. Louis now, and I hope it cycles before it's able to drop down in St. Louis again. So I hope the storm doesn't produce again. If it did, it looked like it did for a moment, but yeah, stay in your safe spots. And this supercell is also heading in the same environment, so be ready if that one starts rotating too, where that area was. The storm along this kind of line, kind of QSCS area, starting to rotate near Pawnee, and there is a tornado warning. So take your weather precautions and take shelter in Ganetco, Rambagada, and Lila. And yeah, you gotta take shelter because worst case scenario, this might drop a brief tornado, and yeah, and you do not want to be in a mobile home, so take shelter. Now looking down at Texas, the storm looks like it's slightly dying, but it could also produce a tornado because it's heading up into that favorable environment in the moderate risk, which is a 4 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. I'm gonna go probably back here because it's the most important storm to look at. Well, they're all gonna be important if they do get in that environment. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of dying, which is good. And I'm gonna pull up a Chaser's feed for a bit, and I'm gonna take a small break. Know in the chat if anything else is coming on. If look at this, or you can type in the chat for areas in your area. So let me know that. School Caleb. So Caleb Alsani, you live in Ankeny, Iowa, and your threat for severe weather it would be general thunder, so thunderstorms, showers, nothing too concerning, but yeah, just some light rain, moderate rain, and some of this rain could cancel track practices, baseball practices if they were going on today, and it did for Caleb. And yeah, tomorrow there will be rain. If you're wondering that, Caleb. Wondering about that, Caleb. Turn his feet off. Make sure there's nothing else sneaking up on me. Looking over this. Nothing much right now. The most concerning area would most likely be Illinois. And I'll go over those places again and take weather precautions. Maryland Heights, Junings, Clayton, and Ferguson were, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was extended. So Granite City and Nicomagog needs to take shelter. This tornado warning is allowed to expire, so anybody in Lynn, Caspin, Gatorade, and Montana, you can get out of your safe weather spots, and yeah, and if this storm chaser gets all the way over here in time, we'll be able to get a live feed on him on this storm, if it is or isn't producing a tornado. And a radar indicated rotation for like a tornado when they issue a tornado warning means there's a rotation of a storm that could possibly produce a tornado, or a tornado is imminent or on the ground. if you're wondering that. And there's also a severe thunderstorm with 1.5 inch hail and 60 mile per hour gusts. So 60 mile per hour, 1.5 inch diameter hailstones could break windows. So you want to stay away from windows as possible because you do not want to get hit by. That's probably about almost a pen egg sized hail. Well, golf ball size hail, I'd probably say. And soon, so this will be a big window. The Illinois threat after these two storms pass will transition to the Missouri threat, which will start to get active, and then well, technically this is the Missouri threat, and then we'll transition over to Oklahoma for later tonight, where it's expected to be pretty bad over here for possible strong, significant tornadoes. And I'll show you guys tomorrow's risk. Tomorrow's risk will be way worse just by the discussion. And there's usually a 15, it's indicating a tornado outbreak. Most likely down here. I don't got model data currently down here. But you guys really need to stay weather aware. Like, this is serious. This is like, it went from a 10% to no SIDGE to a 15% SIDGE, which could indicate PDS, long tracked, strong to possibly violent tornadoes. Most likely not violent, but most likely it could if it really does. And there is some showers and thunderstorms over Charlottetown and Huntington, over in West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some showers in Lexington and Richmond. They have little rotation, most likely not possible tornado. Way could be possible. If I got a tornado, yep, you're in the 2% chance for tornadoes today. And there could be a possible over breeze spin up tornado or a low mesocyclone that could produce, but most likely won't produce anything. And there are currently 2 tornado warnings imminent, one in Oklahoma and one in what part of Oklahoma is this? Near Pawnee, Oklahoma, and St. Louis, Kentucky. I'm at Illinois. And this storm most likely could be dying out, which is a very good sign because we don't want to see a tornado. Another tornado, most likely. And I'm hoping when we saw that pretty strong couplet 10 minutes ago that it was not a tornado, even though it looked like it. So it was at the outskirts over here. Most likely, if it did touch down, it was a weak tornado, but we can't assume that, so hoping it was, but yeah. No weather confirmation on a tornado yet, but most likely that could happen. And here's our first storm rotating in Oklahoma. Classic supercell look. And it's riding that warm front near Emmond, Oklahoma. we currently got 3 storm chasers in Missouri. Chasing this weather threat, we got Brad Arnold, and we got Chris Hall over here, but it doesn't say. But there's a storm chaser over here, and it looks like it might be trying to produce a tornado again, so take your weather precautions, as they just issued another tornado warning over there. There's actually 4 chasers, and there's Brad Kopnick, Chloe Grigory, and we got Vince Waltia just entering out of Joplin, trying to catch a storm up there. And you guys can get out of your safe spots in Morris and Glen, as most likely this tornado warning will be allowed to expire any moment now, and the threat, I think, will still be in Illinois and Missouri for right now, and then later we'll get Oklahoma as a threat. And personally, I think tomorrow is going to be worse than today. Not saying it could be a wet tornado outbreak, but it most likely will be. Not trying to frighten everybody, but take your weather precautions. You could practice getting your safe spot as fast as possible in Columbus and mostly all of Ohio. And the reason why they highlighted 15, mainly the tornado parameters are positioning right here, but if anything gets across here and starts rotating, it'll most likely be a very bad tornado outbreak. Now I'm going to shift over to St. Louis, because it looks like this storm's trying to wrap back up again and maybe produce another weak tornado. And let me know if you need a forecast for your area if you're watching live right now on this weather coverage. back on the water, and this part is still rotating, and it is getting tighter. So there is a tornado warning, so take shelter in Jennings, Belfort Mount, Neighbors, Spanish Lake, Lamoure, Oldberg, Mitchell, that are like the path of this, even though they're not in a tornado warning, could be extended. Glenbord, Granite City, like I mentioned, Collinsville, Edwardsville, Rain, Grant Lake, Grant Fork, Highland, Alhambra, Hamel, Warden, and Bethalto.
Tell radar's not really giving me a good view.
Yeah, this storm's also rotating again too. If this keeps rotating, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tornado warning there, as it is in that favorable environment, uncapped environment. This is kind of a damaging wind threat over here. Possible QLCS tornadoes could be possible down here as it pushes more into Missouri. There's also the threat in Oklahoma that hasn't fully developed, and there was earlier a tornado warning down here. It didn't do much, but definitely take your weather precautions if it happens again. And they now have a 2% down here for Texas.
You call that garbage at the other end? Come on.
Texas most likely won't be the main threat. Just to mention, there was an area of tornado parameters where if they get right here, it's a small window, it goes nuts. That's a couple model runs, and then if it gets like along this area and over here, it becomes pretty wild for tornado threats, as these storms do push into that area for tornadoes. And the storm is trying to spin again. It's not super concerning, and there is about 3, that's probably about pen egg to almost baseball size hail down there for you. And definitely take shelter, because you do not want to be out in baseball size hail, because that's really large hail, and that could damage or injure you. So take shelter down there.
These storms right now, neither are tornado warned. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a tornado warning with that Stillwater storm that's headed to the north and east toward Blanco and Bonnie, Oklahoma. Just because we did get that last tornado warning in Oklahoma very close to the same location, so conditions in the atmosphere do seem to be supported right there.
All right, thank you very much, guys. That was meteorologist Steve Neal drawing our attention from St. Louis, Missouri, laid out here in Oklahoma. This is a big system. We've got widespread severe weather out here. Rotation south of the coast towards West Point. That you can see we get a good frames that. We've got a tornado from the National Weather Service. I believe one of our storm chasers, Hunter, is near that storm. We'll see exactly where he is. Yeah, he's just to the south. Right now, this is a huge lightning bolt there. This is pointing us towards the storm that is rotating. That might try to produce a tornado here soon if it isn't already trying right now. Also looks like a situation where if it is producing a tornado or in the near future, it might be a rain raft tornado. So
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Hey Ryan, it's
Say yes in the chat if you can hear me. I'll be covering Spanish Lake as there could be an ongoing tornado on there, as there kind of is radar corruption and there's a defined hook echo. So take shelter if you guys are down there. This is mainly in St. Louis, and there is a widespread tornado threat for strong tornadoes ongoing tonight. The first threat tonight will be Missouri, as there's an uncapped favorable environment for strong tornadoes or significant tornadoes. There's currently 4 chasers over here. Not a whole ton's happening. At least one tornado has happened, and another supercell is moving into a favorable environment, likely could produce another tornado. And we're about to get another visual of a chaser getting down there. And as it is kind of picking up on the coefficient, I definitely get prepared to take shelter if you're in Berger, New Haven, Gore, Pincanny, Herman, Gascolade, Bridgeport, Himland, and if I'm looking forward, if this storm does track this way, Mattsville, Washington, Augusta, and New Meal need to be ready for a possible tornado to happen down here, as it is picking up a pretty strong couplet down there, but there's some radar like a radar hole right here, so it's not showing the whole couplet, but definitely take precaution in that. And I'll put his visual up because he'll be there in about probably an hour.
Widespread severe weather outbreak is currently underway from Texas to Missouri, Indiana, Kansas, Arkansas later. And it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Somebody tried to call me. Who the heck was that? Yeah, that is wrapping up. This could be concerning. Somebody tried to call me. Who the heck was that? Yeah, that is wrapping up. Okay, so this could be issued tornado warning in any minute. I don't know why somebody was trying to call me, so that's kind of goofy. And it looks like this storm's sort of dying, and now a new strong storm is about to move in. This one's kind of looking stronger than the last one, so this one is something to watch out for, as it could be a chance for a significant tornado possible for those areas. And this one right here is starting to take that classic supercell shape, as it is wrapping around and taking control of that environment, and it could start rotating any moment now, because we have that uncapped environment up here. So it literally is the perfect area for strong tornadoes up here. Thankfully, tornadoes aren't taking control of that environment, because there could be bad damage, and we don't want really see damage, because damage could be really bad. Like, yeah. It's cool to see tornadoes, but it's not cool to see them do damage, because it could be very significant and very bad. And we're like at the almost middle of this event, so the tornado potential will slowly start shifting towards Oklahoma and a little bit of probably Wichita Falls, Paris, all the way up to Wilkesburg, Stinger, Fort Smith, Muskie, Tuscaloosa, Ferret, Bella Vista, Oklahoma City, and Bartlesville for a potential of strong, significant tornadoes, as more storms will form and have that chance to take control of this environment over here. I'm going to shift back over to this storm as it is rapidly rotating, and I'm going to turn it back to his speed because he's starting to get closer to the storm.
beating as hell. I'd rather not lose my windshield.
And he's gonna get visual on it as it's gonna move up towards Wentz.
Thanks, Ryan. I'll go first. I'll actually take the turn a little bit here. I think that
And this looks like it's rotating.
does look very tornadic right now, unfortunately.
Adds to the velocities.
Kind of structure here, so I'm not sure this will be able to last.
And this might turn into a rain. This might turn more into a rain potential than a tornado potential, which would be the best for this area because we don't want to see some terrible impacts, even though that could happen. And the best thing we can do is tell you to get to your safe spot and there is now a tornado warning for this area as there might be some radar contamination, but this is a strong couplet. There is a debris signature. There might be a tornado ongoing, so anybody in Lynn, NOAA needs to take shelter because this could be a very strong tornado. And this is what the forecasts have been talking about. Strong tornadoes popping out in Oklahoma. There has been an uncertainty, but yeah, you guys need to take shelter in Winona. And yeah, there's a couplet which indicates a tornado ongoing, and it is most likely picking up debris and lofting it in the air over in those areas. You guys need to take shelter. Please take shelter because this could be a strong tornado ongoing right now in Oklahoma. There is a defined couplet. Anybody near Pershing is most likely going to be hit. Winona, Kalaheka, Barnesdale needs to get underground or a safe spot. If you live in a mobile home, please find a better place to take shelter. Like go to your neighbor's well-built home or find a storm shelter, as there could and most likely is a very strong tornado on the ground.
Should be on the southeast side of it here in about 2 minutes.
It did cross a river, which could have intensified it, and yeah, you guys really need to take shelter underground. There's no messing around. This looks like it's gonna be a confirmed tornado. that first or second one of the day. And yes, you need to get underground if you guys are listening.
Southeast side of it here in about probably 10 minutes or so.
And another cell that could take control of this environment is heading right where that environment is. And the main reason is probably a good abundance of shear, which causes to spin super fast in just a short amount of time. That's how favorable the environment is. So like any second a tornado could happen at almost anywhere. So you need to take precaution. You got to be ready to go to your safe spot when it's showing that on the radar. And if you're in those areas, you definitely need to go to your safe spot, as there is most likely an ongoing strong tornado on the ground going to enter Winona and heading towards pursuing. You guys in these areas need to get underground. There could be a very strong tornado ongoing, and you guys need to take some precaution and get underground.
Please go. Please drive.
Find a stable shelter and get there.
20 miles an hour.
And another supercell might be taking that environment, sadly, and it could produce two over there. And yeah, there's that hook echo you're concerned about, and this is a ongoing strong tornado. You guys need to take shelter. Winona, Barno, Swaka. Any chasers nearby it, most likely, the only people near it is, well, there's actually like nobody near it, which isn't good, because we can't tell if this is, and now this is an observed tornado warning, so yep, you guys need to get underground, as this is a strong ongoing tornado. Winona, barely missing it, and might hit Pershing exactly.
What you got there? You better have some dinner.
I did.
What you have?
And if you just started watching the stream, my stream kind of cut out. Yeah, this storm is taking environment, and oh no. So basically the Missouri threat might be taking its max as another storm is trying to drive through environment and try and produce like this storm is. This could be a strong tornado. It is edging from touching down as a tornado, and it is almost about to produce a tornado, and it could be very significant. Let's hope it's just a weak tornado and it just doesn't do the worst that this environment has hold for it can to produce something like that. And it could be very significant. Now I'm gonna go back and look at this Oklahoma storm, as it could also try to produce again. It is taking that environment. And take control of that environment. Wouldn't be shocked for a tornado warning there. This one could be an ongoing one. We just need to scan for debris signature, and there you go. Everybody stay in your safe spot, and yeah, because this could be. And now we got more storms forming for Oklahoma, as this could form into something. And same for this. This is intensifying significantly as it is taking control of the environment, and all it takes is it to cross a river to intensify it, or the climate to kick in, the wind jet to kick in. I'm gonna go back over here, see if there's anything near Fort Worth in Dallas, and it looks like this could also be a tornado warning, as there is a slight broad rotation and could form and drop a pretty brief QLCS tornado. The next scan has came in, and this one's dying. This one's starting to intensify. It doesn't look like this storm hasn't produced a tornado since the last one that was confirmed, which is a good sign. This storm is getting broad, so hoping there's no tornado on the ground there. This one looks more concerning than this one, even though this one's closer to the radar.
Patrick, thank you so much for your Venmo donation.
The look on the storm doesn't matter. The velocity and the couplet matters the most, because you could have a pretty classic supercell, doesn't produce anything. You could have a weird, ugly storm, and it's producing a significant tornado. Most likely, the more classic ones produce more significant tornadoes because it has less clog than like the formation. But take Rolling Fork for example. It was rain wrapped. There was so much storms around it, and it produced a pretty significant tornado. Not saying that's gonna happen, but you can just take that for example. It didn't look like a classic supercell storm. It looked pretty raggedy, and it took control of a good environment for tornadoes. So definitely take weather precautions seriously, and these might be the main threat as they're starting to develop. And this could also be the cold front. This could also cause storms to form over here, right where the more significant part of this risk could be. And this storm is all alone, and it is starting to take that classic shape. Definitely be weather prepared down there near Fort Smith, Stinger. I'm gonna draw out where you guys really need to take precaution, as this could do and put down a tornado. This doesn't look like there's anything going on there. Definitely stay in your safe spot, as things could change drastically in a few moments. And it looks like this storm's dying, which we wanted, because we don't want a significant tornado. But now this one could take control of the environment and try and produce two. There's some discrete cells right here, and there's nothing bothering it, as those could also take control of the environment. There's, I think, been 2 or 3 tornadoes today. Thankfully, the amount isn't high for now, and I hope the amount of tornadoes stays low. We don't want a lot of tornadoes, especially moving through major cities, and this could be dropping back down on the ground, as it doesn't look impressive, but there's a little coefficient there. I'm not saying that could be a tornado, it could just be some hail, but it could be a tornado. And now this storm is taking that environment and it is starting to rapidly rotate, which we do not want to see. And this risk is not a bust, because it did produce a tornado. It produced a considerable severe thunderstorm. Tomorrow's risk is most likely gonna be more drastic and bad. Hope that, because it did produce a tornado, it produced a considerable severe thunderstorm. And it looks like they have downgraded the moderate risk, which is good, but the enhanced risk looks like it's gotten bigger. The tornado threat and the wideness of it is still the same. We do not have a confirmed tornado ongoing. We do have 4 tornado warnings going on. 1 in Texas, 2 in Oklahoma, 1 in Missouri. If you're in those areas, definitely take shelter, as this could try for something significant. So stay in your safe spots if you are in those tornado warnings. There is 1 for Texas in Venus and Alvarado, Dallas, outskirts of Dallas, Texas, at the southern, southeastern end. And then we got possibly a tornado trying to develop in McAllister, Oklahoma. We got the tornado warnings we mentioned over here, as anything could cause this to go rogue and be significant. So do not take this lightly, and do not take this for a grain of salt. This could definitely try and produce. So can this one. It doesn't look as impressive, which is a good thing, as it could not produce a tornado, and that's what we wanted. This one's starting to look more concerning, as we do not like to see that. There's a severe thunderstorm entering Louisville, and I think mainly the shower and rainy moisture environment is kind of choking those storms out, which is what we want. And this is starting to die out, which is the best for it. And then got some rotation here, as it looks like it's trying to develop a tornado possibly. We got this storm right here, as it could take control of that environment. And honestly, this is the most concerning one, because it could take control in a very, very favorable environment if it matures. And I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to turn on a Storm Chasers feed.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with the data holes from hell, it seems. Yeah, our data has been brutal, but we should not have that issue tomorrow, that's for sure. So if you guys love live storm chasing, you better hit that like and notify me button for tomorrow's stream. We are going live tomorrow. Turn off your freaking high beams. We will be live tomorrow again for what is likely going to be an Ohio tornado outbreak for the Storm Prediction Center. Vince is here. Vince is almost here. Hey, Vince is here. Don't do it, bud. Just gonna watch. If I've missed any additional Venmo, PayPal, Cash App donations, as well as Super Chats, thank you guys so much for your support. Looks like they just dropped the tornado warning, so we can calm down a little bit. It looks like they just dropped it.
My goodness, it's dark on one streetlight. Holy crap, is it dark?
Oh yeah, it's getting dark quick. Looks like they just dropped the tornado warning.
Yeah, I see Vince said that.
As you can see, Angel Reese hasn't been taunted at all this morning. Mom, why are you so?
Now they did this. You heard before?
I am gonna have to conclude my live stream as I have to go to bed, and
Unless they do what they do around the
I'm gonna let the professionals cover this because I'm not the professional. And this one's wrapping up, so definitely take weather precautions, and yeah, good night.